There were so many lies coming out about me. One day, everyone's going to see the truth from start to finish. If that had been me and someone had picked another girl like he did,
my God.
you'd have had to take me out on a stretcher. I remember when I lost my mind. I don't know if I've been that in love since I was like 12, where you love someone so much it scares the shit out of you. Joey and Jessie are really good. She really is his type to a T. I think they do really have potential. That was one of the like standout BTS moments for me because we're all trying to act normal, but she's literally like out here singeing. Stay strong, be unbothered, and move the on. I can't stand it when someone's stingy. It's a massive ick for me. The next person I'm gonna be with is hopefully who I'm gonna settle down with so badly. You just want to get on your phone and be like, wow, like this is really what's happening.
Welcome, Georgia, to After Hours.
Thank you. I'm
We're
so
so
excited to be here, girls.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on.
I know, we're happy we could lock it in. We're only here for a few days, so we knew we had to get you in.
I know, and like before the party, it's like the
Yes.
perfect timing, isn't it? To get all hyped up for tonight.
Yeah, we were just
100%.
talking about that. We're excited. What's your vibes for tonight?
Oh, in terms of my outfit or in terms of my energy?
Energy.
Energy, I'm feeling sassy, I'm feeling sexy, and I'm feeling fun.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a
Wanna hang
good
out with
way
you
to go
tonight.
into the night. I like it.
No, I'm feeling good. It's
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I've had a really hard week of work this week, so like I'm ready for a big blowout tonight and
I
just
love
have a good time.
that. Well, it's the place for it. White
Yeah.
Box events are crazy.
Yeah.
They always go really wild. So
I can imagine. With the guest list that I've seen you girls have got together, it's going to be wild. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night.
It's going to be very fun. So we'll see you there. And what's the outfit vibe for everyone? We just spoke about it before, but we need to fill the people in.
It's like a floral, like yellow dress. So it really like pulls in my boobs for one, which looks so cute. Then it flows out and it's got a little flower here, and I love yellow, so I feel like it's really good for the summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm trying to go feminine.
Feminine. Okay, I
Yeah.
love that. I feel like that's the vibe of the summer.
Yeah,
Like floral, cute, girly.
yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Are you in your hot girl summer vibes at the moment?
Yeah, I definitely am. Like at the moment, it's like a sort of wet girl English summer, isn't it? Yeah. But I've just booked Ibiza with like Olivia Atwood and our stylist Ryan. So we've got that in like 3 weeks. So I feel like my hot girl summer starts there.
That'll be amazing.
Love that.
I
And
love
you were just
Ibiza.
away recently, weren't you? Like, I feel like.
Where have I been recently?
Were you in Tulum?
Oh, I was in Tulum.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
good. That was a bit much.
Yeah.
It was fun, but there was like 18 of us, my mate's 30th.
Oh my
All living in
God.
villas next to each other, and it was just like absolute chaos. And it was a lot for me. Do you know what I mean? I enjoyed it, but it was like you wake up and everyone's like, "Shut!"
Oh.
I was like, "Oh my God, I've not even brushed my teeth." Up. Like what?
But okay, fine.
Yeah, no, okay, fine.
So it's definitely been a hot girl summer.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, you got to get away if it's raining here. Like, you've got to experience your summer still.
Exactly.
And you guys are so close to everything here that I feel like you can just go anywhere. Like in Australia, we have to fly a bazillion hours to get anywhere.
But it's just hot girl always there, isn't it?
It's giving sad girl winter vibes at the
Yeah.
moment.
Oh, really?
It's rainy and wet. Like
Yeah.
I feel like people think that it's always hot, but
I
like in
did.
the winter, we're getting rain, we're cold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
in the
why you
summer,
escape.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But our winter is kind of like what you guys are getting
In summer.
now.
Yeah.
Your winter is really difficult. It's really cold.
Our summer is your winter because our summer is pathetic, basically.
Yeah. But you can just go to Ibiza, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
What's the plans in Ibiza?
Oh, we've got a few plans. So we're going to go around the old town and go to some restaurants on the first night.
Vibes.
And it's like a hen do reunion from Olivia's Hen. So basically we want to go to Ocean Club all day, and then a few of our friends are gay, so we want to go to the gay bars in the night time in Ibiza.
Yeah.
I've never been before, but the guys promise it's like the best night ever.
That's so
So they're like,
fun.
we're going to go down there, we're going to sing Britney Spears, we're going to crawl across the floor, and I'm like, whatever, like I'm up for it.
What
Up
do
for
you
it.
like when you're drunk, like as a party girl?
Do you know what? I think I've got less wild as I've got older. Like when I was younger, I was like the sort of girl that would be doing the worm and like roly-polying for the cameras and stuff. Now I'm still fun, but I'm a bit more like classy, less tragic, but still slightly tragic.
I love
Fun,
that.
but keep it classy.
Yeah. I'm definitely like growing with age and I can handle my drink more. But yeah, I do like fun, but I'm not the sort of person that'll be out all night long. Like I do like to just go home and get in bed now because otherwise it just ruins me for 2 days. I'm coming up to 30 now and it's tough.
It's
Fair enough. It really takes it out of you.
Unless you're in Ibiza, and then it's just
Oh, then it's fine.
there's a
Then you
different energy
keep
there,
it
isn't
going.
it?
When you're
Yeah.
on holidays, it doesn't count, I feel. Like,
No.
you can't, that's not,
No.
it's a different person.
I don't identify with
Alter
it.
ego.
Yeah.
Other than all of your travel, can you give us a bit of a life update? What's been happening?
So I've just been doing like such a mix of things. It's been like a real whirlwind. Like the other day I was doing lots of interviews to like members of parliament and stuff like that. So I actually interviewed Tony Blair a couple of days ago.
Wow.
So I've been doing all these really serious interviews with politicians. But then on the flip side, I'm back on like Love Island After Sun. I'm currently filming a new concept for a documentary, which will be like following my activism. So I'm still doing lots of fun things, but I'm also being dragged quite firmly into the political world through opportunities that just tend to be like landing in my lap, really. So I'm making sure to like pursue that and sort of move into a more serious side of my career, which is good because it makes a difference.
Yeah,
that's
so
so
amazing
I
that
feel
you're
like you
doing
have
that.
had such a big shift in your career through
Yeah.
everything that you've been going through. Like it's been amazing to see
Yeah.
everything that you're doing.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like sometimes I'm doing things, I'm like, I can't even believe that I'm like speaking to these people. Like, but it's really inspirational to be a part of it. And yeah, I'm just sort of stepping into this new era of my being.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. I mean, while we're talking about it, do you want to talk us through some of the work that you're doing at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm a brand ambassador for Refuge. So we're working on a new campaign that's going to be running in September, which is going to help raise money for a new domestic home. So domestic abuse survivors, when they first leave, need like a lot of support. So they genuinely have homes for the first 6 months, and then after that they'll find them somewhere else. But that's where they have specialists that can help make sure that they don't go back and help give them the support they need to hopefully really make that move. So I'm going to be helping them build that. And then my documentary that I'm currently filming for will be looking into a new law. So I changed one of the laws around image-based sexual abuse last year.
So amazing.
Thank you. But there's another loophole that we think is an issue, and the main abuse charities are finding a problem. So even if you win your court case, which obviously I did, your footage then doesn't become illegal technically. So even though I've won and my perpetrator went to jail, a lot of these big companies can still host it on their platforms. So they could still put it onto their websites, and you could say, you have to take that down. And they'll be like, but it's actually not illegal, so
That's
we don't have to
crazy,
take it
isn't it?
down. Yeah, which is like, so for the person to post it, it's illegal or film it, but actually for it to be on the website, it's like, it's not their problem.
What? That's
Yeah.
insane.
So I'm campaigning to get that changed. I've been like in and out of Parliament throughout the year, but I'm pretty confident it will change.
Yeah.
And that's what the first doc will be covering.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, wow.
That's amazing to actually see your work, like not only just being able to be involved in that, but seeing the actual change from what you're doing. Like that must be so, so rewarding.
Yeah, and it's exciting because it's going to be sort of like blowing the lid on some of these big companies and really looking into how they're monetizing off the back of like unconsented footage. And then we're going to go even further to look at like which bank providers are allowing them to use their payment services to facilitate all of this. So it will even look into how like the bigger banks are turning a blind eye to illegal activity online. So I think it's quite exciting, and it's like, it's the first time I'm stepping into like my journalistic era where I'm actually getting to the bottom of things, and we're going to sort of like blow the lid off of people that are monetizing off of, quite frankly, victims.
Yeah. Oh, that's so amazing that you're doing that and then also documenting it in the documentary, because I feel like people would be so interested in the process. Like that is such a big change that you're making, and it would be so many different steps, so many different people that work behind that as well.
Yeah.
How did you find the process of doing your last documentary?
Oh, it was just like literally crazy, because you can imagine it was all actually filmed in real time during one of the most pivotal moments of my life. And like throughout it, like first of all, we didn't really want it becoming public knowledge that we were documenting it. So we're having to like, whilst I'm getting out at court, like hide the camera lady in the back, and I'm like trying to like get my suit on and get myself together. But luckily the girl who filmed it with me, her name was Candice, and she was just so understanding, so brilliant, like so she made sure like not to ever get in the way, and she almost became a friend at times. Like, well, she did become a friend throughout it. But it was a real whirlwind, and it was also, had I have got like a not guilty, I would never, like the documentary wouldn't have got commissioned. That would have all got thrown away, and like more than likely I would never have been able to speak about the subject again. So the whole time was just I don't know where my life is. Like it's all just like hanging by a thread at the moment, and I'm just hoping for the best.
How did it come about that the documentary even became a part of it? Like, did you get approached for that?
So yeah, as soon as it became like massive and millions of people were talking about what had happened, there were a few companies that did come towards me. I think actually immediately, as soon as it went viral, a company reached out to my mum, who was my agent at the time, and was like, have you ever thought about documenting this or doing a documentary? But up until the court case, I wasn't allowed to speak about it at all publicly. So it was like, to me, I knew eventually there would be an opportunity to potentially have a documentary about it.
Mm-hmm.
And during those 2 years, there was so much times where I came up against adversity, where like he was saying lots of things about me on social media, where there were so many lies coming out about me, where brands didn't want to work with me because I hadn't had the opportunity to explain what had happened on my part. And I felt like the only time I could actually find comfort or feel like I was sort of expressing myself was through doing the home videos, which I knew eventually would be able to go in the documentary. And it was a really good way of stopping myself from doing what I knew would affect my case. And like, you know, I'd want to go on social media so much and be like, you know, what he's saying isn't true. This is ridiculous. Like, and just
especially because you have such a big presence already, to like not be talking about that would have felt so weird.
It was so triggering. And like, he'd done a whole YouTube documentary series, and every day he'd let out a new 30-minute video. Like, literally like making out like I'm a liar and making like digs at me. And so badly, you just want to get on your phone and be like, wow, like this is really what's happening. But that could have meant I had lost the entire court case, and I would have lost everything just from speaking out of turn. So I found it really freeing being able to make the documentary videos and think, do you know what? One day, everyone's going to see the truth from start to finish. So he can say whatever he wants right now because I know the truth, and eventually everyone else will. I've just got to be patient.
Yeah, you were just so brave through the whole process and like conducted yourself so well. It's amazing to see what's come from it as well.
Yeah.
Like, you've had so much success with the documentary, and then you also wrote your book.
Yeah.
What was the process of creating that like as well? You've done so much.
Thank you. So it was called Taking Back My Power. And you have a ghostwriter, so you don't have to write everything down. Like, I don't think I'd ever be able to make a timeline in the way she did.
Yeah.
But you just speak every day about the really pivotal moments in your life and more surrounding the court case and the lead up to the court case and the law change and stuff. So she'll ask you prompts and questions, and you just have to go through it bit by bit with her. And it was really hard having to go over a lot of the things that happened to me. Even like, you know, it covered losing my friend and my ex as well. So like that year of my life, I had 3 really big traumas like back to back. So having to rewrite it was hard, but it was almost like therapy, like getting to speak it all out. And then once the book was ready, I had to do the audio book. And it was weird because I'd never read the book from start to finish. She'd always send me one chapter and I'd okay it. And then she'd send another chapter and I'd be like, that's good. So to read the whole thing out chronologically was like really empowering for me. And I got to take in like how much I'd actually achieved, and that even though it had been such a hard journey, it had a really happy ending to it.
Yeah.
And it made like a lot of change.
Healing experience for you almost.
Yeah. And the most important thing to me was I wanted it to be a book, like not just for clickbait or like me telling my story. I wanted it to be for people who are going through grief or going through image-based sexual abuse or any sort of sexual abuse, for them to understand how to be resilient and how to hold on to hope and how to get through those really, really tough times that unfortunately they're having to endure. So a lot of it is really about managing to grasp onto positive feelings and positivity through your toughest of times and just having faith. So I wanted it to be, something that my readers can really find hope in and find inspiration and find a light in the end of the tunnel for themselves by reading that there was one for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing that you're so like passionate about it and able to help people. Have you had like a response from that? Like, what has been your kind of response from your followers and like everyone who's read the book? Like, I'm sure it would have been.
Yeah, I have like so many people tagging me a lot because from each chapter there'll be like one big quote as well, which will be like a positive quote. So I always have people tagging me. I have people like message me saying how it's like really helped them and they really resonate with it. But then I have people come up to me often in the street, like always women. And sometimes they'll just be like, you know, you really, really helped me through a tough time, or you're amazing. Or if I'm at like a PA, it's very often that I'll have 1 or 2 women who are like crying and they'll be like, honestly, like because of you, I took a rapist to call, or, you know, because of you, I don't feel so ashamed of myself because of something that happened. And they're the moments where I'm like, wow, this really is making a difference.
Yeah.
Even
Such
if it's
important
like
work.
in Ocean Club and I've got a pina colada in one hand and a crying girl on the other, I'll just be like, this is amazing.
I feel like that's nice that you have such balance though, because it's also just relatable, like, and you're able to reach so many people with that. Like I feel like it's nice that you have that.
Yeah, that's what I wanted with the doc as well, and that's why, you know, ITV made me who I am anyway, so I always wanted my platform to be with ITV, but the main reason I felt the doc fit so well on that channel was because I knew they would portray me as not like this panorama, I don't know, crime watch case, but as like Georgia Harrison, a normal young girl at home with her mum going through something.
Yeah.
But they very much showed personality throughout it as well, which I thought was really important.
I think so too, because it makes it feel like you can do it, they can do it. Like it's not just out of reach for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like that's really important. And I think you can definitely tell through everything you've done. Like that's the energy that I've given from everything you've done.
Thank you.
It's also amazing that you're awarded last year Activist of the Year. Like that is such a big achievement. I feel like last year was just like such a big
year for you.
You. What would you say is your main message that you want women to know through all the work that you're doing?
First of all, like just be whoever you want to be and don't let anyone hold you back from that. Like if you want to be a quiet, reserved person who, I don't know, dresses smart and doesn't go to all the parties and doesn't do certain things that other people do, you do that. Like don't put yourself in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable because you think that's what everyone else is doing. You have to like follow your own intuition. But if you want to put on like a sexy skirt and some tassels and you want to go twerk on the dance floor, you do that too. If that's your intuition, if that's how you feel happy and sexy and creative and free, and don't let other people around you affect that. And then I put, just be authentically and unapologetically you. As long as you are polite and aren't doing anything to offend someone, you shouldn't change a single thing about yourself. The people in your life can adjust to your energy or fuck off and make room for someone who's on your authentic frequency.
That's amazing.
That.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can.
That was it.
Do you feel like doing all of this, you've like, and like being more in touch with all of this, you've had a different circle around you? Like, has that changed?
Yeah, I'm definitely, like, my actual friendship group are very spiritual, very like amazing girls anyway from school, and I'm blessed to have them. But as my journey goes on, I'm definitely bringing in souls from all different industries, especially like spiritual people who have just like such a different outlook on life and really just feel like they're here to try and help light up like the community and like lift the consciousness of the earth. That sounds a bit extreme, but like the more you can make people feel better about themselves and the happier people are in general, I genuinely believe it brings up the frequency of the earth and everyone lives a better life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I feel like you are so open on social media about your spirituality as well. Like that's such a big part of like what you post about. Like how did you first get into, like has that always been a big part of your life?
So it actually wasn't through my family or anything like that. I think like spirituality is something that tends to be ingrained in you. But up until I was about 17, I didn't really have like a big belief in that much of a higher power. Like obviously I went to church and stuff with school, but that was about it. And I always thought life just sort of happened to you. And I think sometimes I'd have a slightly negative mindset, or I definitely didn't think the way I think now. I didn't have a broad mindset. I had a very mundane mindset. And I was going through like a breakup, I think, and my best friend gave me The Secret. And I remember thinking, look, I'm on my arse. I've got nothing to lose. Like, I'm really like not in a good place right now.
Yeah.
I might as well just read this book and start trying the things that it's telling me to do, because even if it is like a load of shit, then I'm only going to end up back where I was. I'm never going to lose anything. So I started reading it, and I remember it saying, like, I think one of the things was like, try and manifest yourself a coffee. And I'd never ever got anything like for free, like randomly in my life. And I remember I just kept thinking, I'm going to get a coffee at some point, like soon. And I just like imagined like someone putting a coffee in front of me. And then one day I was like going to a job agency, which was in London, and you would have to go in there and wait at 8 a.m. And it was like a temp job place. So they'd call you if you got a job, but sometimes you didn't. So you would just go there with the hopes of actually making like 40 quid that day. But if you didn't, you had somewhere like warm to sit. And before it opened, I was sitting outside a cafe and I was like reading The Secret book. And then this guy come out and he was like, oh, you know, you can't, like we're not open yet. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Like, I'm just waiting for this agency to open. And he's like, okay. And then he went back in, and then he come out and he was like, well, here's a coffee until it opens. And I remember just thinking like I had a proper energetic feeling go through me. And I was like, I've never ever in my like mindset ever thought that something would come to me. I've never just ever thought that. And it did. And I don't think you can necessarily like manifest everything. Otherwise, like, I don't know, I'd be sitting here top to toe in like Gucci. I would have driven up in the Ferrari already. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I think if you broaden your horizons and your mindset and you believe in yourself as someone who is an abundant person, someone who is lucky, someone who's deserving, I think the universe brings you in more. So it's just about believing in yourself and believing that you deserve more than what people have told you you deserve.
Yeah.
And the more you believe it, the bigger the abundance becomes. Because once I had the coffee, then I believed I could get a job in the city. And then I believed actually I could be an influencer. Then I believed I could have 1 million followers because I've been an influencer. And then I believed I'd have a documentary on ITV because I've been on Love Island. But if I'd have gone back to when I was 18 and said, I believe I'm going to have a documentary on ITV, I wouldn't be able to manifest that.
Yeah.
Because I had to build my way up to that. So it all sort of started from there. But as I've got older, I've just realised more and more that it's real. And when I look back on the things I wrote down years ago, I've got so many of them now. Not all of them, but so many of them are such specific things that it just doesn't make sense that I would have been able to bring them into my like world.
What's your kind of process of manifesting? Like, is it visualization for you?
Yeah, I think it's visualization, definitely. Like, I love to have a dream board. And I think it's all about, it's not about a thought, it's about a feeling. So like some people will look at like a picture of money or a house and stuff like that. And instead of like thinking, instead of giving off and emitting a frequency and a feeling, they'll look at it and be like, I don't have that or I lack that. And they'll be like, I want this. And by saying I want this, you're actually declaring to the universe that you don't currently have it. So I like to do like, Tony Robbins does a good meditation. So it's like a meditation where you really quiet your mind and then you go back to a time where you felt certain things. So you would go back to a memory of the first time you kissed your boyfriend, or, you know, the first time your mum bought you a car, or just anything that makes you feel like you were receiving something, and you really like conjure up that feeling. And once you're in that feeling, then you think about the house you would love, or the job you would love, or the new car you would love, and what it would feel like being in it and driving it. And like you've got that feeling in you, and just really push it out. And I think that's the way to manifest something. And it won't always be specifically that, but it will always be what you were feeling that will come in. And like gratitude is just like you can give it off for anything that you already have.
Yeah.
And usually something comes in that's either what I wanted or adjacent to it, because I was giving off those feelings.
I know. I feel like for anyone that says that manifestation is too woo-woo or just too far-fetched, it's like, how though? Because really the premise of it is just believing in yourself and believing that you deserve good things. How can you not attract more of that? Like, I think that people really think that manifestation is something completely different to what it actually is.
Yeah, and it's just, if you believe in yourself, people sense that anyway, and you're more likely to get opportunities. And I think anyone who says that, like that they're not sure in it, everyone knows like one person that's really unlucky and like bad things just happen to them all the time. Like, feel sorry if you are Todd or whatever, but like bad, like all day it's you, isn't it? Like the puddle comes past and splashes you, and then you tread in dog poo, and then like Todd's lost his money again. And it's because it has to be a mindset thing, because you also know certain people that are just so lucky it's ridiculous. And you think, oh my God, like Stacey, she's always getting it. Like this morning she won money, then she's got the new boyfriend, now she's got this house, and then she done this. Like always good things are happening to certain people. And for some of them, they're not training their mind to be like that. Their minds just are like that. They're just born natural manifestors, or they were brought up natural manifestors. And some people will look at that and be like, well, that's just because they're them. But actually, if they change their mindset, they could catch them up, and you have the ability to change that mindset. That's the beautiful thing about it. You're not stuck the way that you always were. You can change it and try it. And if it doesn't work, then all you've done is just be a bit of a happier person for a few days.
Yeah, exactly. Be less like Todd and more like Stacey.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for anyone that's feeling a little unsettled, or maybe hasn't started their journey with manifestation or spirituality? Like, how would you get into it? Do you think reading something like The Secret is what you would do now?
Yeah, like The Secret has something called The Magic, which is like a 28-day journal where every day you do a different task, and it's meant to change the way that your brain is wired and the way that you look at gratitude and the way you go through your everyday. So it's not just about sitting there for an hour and thinking about the things you want. it's also the other 23 hours. Like, how do you feel in those hours? Are you looking at positive things? Like, when you look at a girl, do you think how pretty her hair is? Or are you looking at how shit her jacket is? Like, what are you wiring off in the universe? What are you concentrating on? And how are you reacting to situations? Like, because everyone has annoying situations that come about them. Some people get really angry and have a really abrupt reaction to something like that, which is giving off this negative energy. And some people can acknowledge that actually it did frustrate them, but I'm going to let it go, because by holding on to it, I'm only going to bring more of that into my future. So I think it's working on that, but also being aware that, you know, even though you can manifest, certain times and certain things, bad things can happen in life. And it's about getting a really good mix of resilience and gratitude. So during the times when something really bad does happen, you know, you lose a family member or something happens that you can't change, it's about being resilient, having faith, knowing that there is a future after life, in my opinion, and, you know, that everything does happen for a reason. And then using the other times when you are really happy to just really give off that amazing feeling of gratitude. And yeah, I think the magic really, really helped me, and it can be a great start for anyone trying to go on their spiritual journey. I actually went through a stage like a few years ago when I would have people messaging me some really like bad messages where they're feeling like suicidal and stuff like that. I would buy a magic book and send it to them, and I would write in it like, you know, I've walked all the way down to the shop. I paid $8.99 for this. You better fucking read it. Because that's how passionate I am about that book. I think it can really change things. Yeah.
I've never actually read that book, but I have read, I've read The Power of Now, which I loved.
I like that as well.
Yeah, it was a really good one. I feel like that was my first spiritual book that I read and was like, oh, I get it now. Like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I'll have to give The Secret a go.
I haven't mastered it, but I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Can't say I'm always doing it.
I love the concept.
Yeah.
And I bring it in sometimes. But
Yeah.
I have listened to The Secret on Audible. It was really interesting.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it missed a lot about manifestation. It was just a starter, and it's what put manifestation on the map.
Yeah.
But the author herself in her newest book says there was a lot of things that she hadn't even learned herself at that point, and she feels like it's really evolved since then, like manifestation.
There's so much more information about it, and like now even with TikTok, like it's such a helpful tool to just even hear people talk on there. Like I feel like there's so much more that you can like, it's easily accessible for anyone who's like, I guess, wanting to start their journey.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Just hashtag manifest.
Yeah, exactly. Or listen to this podcast, because Georgia just gave us some really good advice. I feel like you have such balance in your life. Like, you're doing so much, but then you also seem like such a chill, relatable, like, girl. You're partying, you're traveling, but you're also at the gym. Like, what's your secret? How do you do it?
I mean, I don't feel like I have that much balance all the time. Do you know what I mean? And I think like the most important thing for me is like really just taking that time to like slow down and switch off, because you know, all human beings are like batteries, and everywhere we go things are trying to grab our attention, you know, TikTok, other people, Instagram, the news, like your family, like there's all people trying to pull away at your attention, which is all good, but you have to make sure you take that time to rebuild that. So it's just like, you know, meditating, doing yoga, or sometimes just having a day where I just like have my phone on do not disturb for like 4 or 5 hours, and I just make sure to like watch some TV or relax and just make sure that I don't burn out. It's so easy to burn out in this generation. Like there's so much more expected of us than any other generation in the past. And I think that's why so many people suffer from anxiety, because you know, we see more in the first hour of our day on TikTok than our parents ever saw in an entire week.
Yeah.
So there's so much for us to process all the time. Yeah. So it's just trying to, like the Power of Now would say, spend some time each day, or even just like have one day a week of just a present moment day for me, where no one gets my attention apart from myself, or, you know, whatever's presently in front of me, and just having relaxation time.
Yeah, that's so true. Especially, I feel like hustle culture is such a thing in like our generation, and everyone's like, don't rest, do the most, do as much as you can. Like, what's your opinion on hustle culture?
I just think it can go too far. Like, I genuinely don't want to hustle all the time. I do.
I'm tired.
Like I do hustle hard, but I also believe manifestation goes off of a feeling and a frequency. So if you're always looking for the next thing, you're always in this energy of I need to work, I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to do more, then you're only ever giving off that energy, and you never have that time of like bringing in moments of like serenity and peace and calm. You're always stressed. And it's just about carving out that time to not be stressed, to help bring in more moments of less stress in your future. Like, if I could have it my way, I'd work a lot less and chill a lot more.
Wouldn't we all?
Personally, I would just like comb my French bulldog all day and like eat calypsos. I don't know. That would be it.
That sounds ideal, actually.
Do like charity work once a week.
That
And
does
just like
sound
see you
nice.
later.
It's the ideal routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it is good to hustle, but I think it's also important to just enjoy our lives. Like, we only ever get one life. So you want to make sure that you spend a lot of time in it doing the things that you love doing.
Yeah.
And that you can look back and think, you know, I genuinely was happy in between being successful.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah.
So is that how you feel like, because obviously you've grown up quite like in the public eye, like is that how you kind of stay grounded through all of that?
I mean, there's been some ups and downs. I've been in television for like 10 years now, so
Yeah.
I definitely can't say that I've stayed grounded throughout all of that. But yeah, I think my spirituality has really helped me keep a level head throughout. And then like my friends are the same. So I think fitness is a real massive thing for me that's kept me grounded throughout my life. Like just making sure to get in the gym, to run, like that's what keeps my mental health on track 100%. And like when you've got that schedule as well, you live just like a genuinely healthier lifestyle because you know you've got to get up and go to the gym tomorrow. I think that's what's kept me on track throughout my entire life. And it's something that was like ingrained in me through my family and friends.
It makes such a difference.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
I feel like I could definitely get myself to the gym soon. But also when you're busy, like we've been just doing the most while we're here. It's sometimes hard to fit it in, but it does make such a
Yeah, it
difference.
does.
Yeah. You can't do it forever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go through like swings and roundabouts, and I'm also someone that's never like too focused on like, you know, say I've got a holiday coming up or I'm going away for a bikini shoot. That's when I'll get really into shape. But like once I'm not doing something like that, I like to just relax, do what I want, eat what I want, like do what I fancy. But I know if I have to step it up for something, I can get determined and get super healthy. But I never want to like feel like I'm holding myself back from things in my life. Do you know what I mean? I just want to like have fun, be easy, and do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You've got to
for
have a bit
sure.
of balance.
Yeah.
You really do.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just on After Sun.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was really, really fun. So I'd done it with Arabella. It was just really good to see everyone. I was saying earlier, I saw the head exec of Love Island and he was telling me he's going to buy himself a White Fox tracksuit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was asking me what colour to get. My expense, you heard it hit first.
Get the girls to send him one.
I know.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
Are
so
you
funny.
currently watching Love Island then?
Yeah, I'm literally obsessed with this season.
Yeah.
It has been really good, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What are
What's
your
your
thoughts?
thoughts? Yeah.
So I could see Kieran and Nicole probably winning. Like, honestly, they've been the main characters throughout. And as much as they both clearly have their insecurities, they obviously really do love each other. And I'm like, I don't know if I've been that in love since I was like 12, where you love someone so much it scares the shit out of you. Like, that is what I see in them. But then Joey and Jesse are really good as well. And I know he had like a bit of a bumpy start, but that is what makes a good Love Islander. It's someone that, you know, tries different relationships, that really sticks by their heart, goes for what they want. And she really is his type to a T. Like, he loves natural girls. So I think they do really have potential.
Yeah, okay.
And then Mimi as well. You know, like we've seen in prior formats where like the Amber Gills go on to win because they've had such a hard journey and they've single-handedly shown like warrior spirit throughout.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, like she deserves a medal. I said to Mike Spence, one of the execs, I was like, if that had been me when I came out and someone had picked another girl like he did,
my God.
you'd have had to take me out on a stretcher. Like, honestly.
She
like,
handled it so well. She was
Yeah.
like, do you have anything to say? She was like, she was really did well.
That's what I mean. And
Yeah.
he was laughing. I was like, no, but honestly, like I would have been, she just held it with such class and such grace. And she was just like, okay. Like, such an inspiration to women to just like stay strong, be unbothered, and move the fuck on. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly,
I was,
how
like,
did she
inspired.
do it? Yeah.
I was inspired.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a strong woman.
Wouldn't quite have the same response.
No.
But like,
No.
I love that for her.
So would you say that's your favourites from the season?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anyone else that I really like. Who else have we got in there?
I'm trying to even think. I haven't watched because
None of the
been
other
flying
couples
over.
are strong at all. I think Grace has been great to watch.
Yeah.
She's been great to watch, and she's held herself as well with like a lot of class throughout, and she's stayed very strong as a woman.
You need to be like that. You need
Yeah.
to have thick skin because it's
Yeah.
like that's what you're on there to do. Like you've got to know that
Exactly.
you're going in for that to kind of happen.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. Through all of your Love Island, what are some BTS moments that you can share?
So one I was actually thinking of is like once we was all about to go out for like a really big night. I think it was quite near the lead up of the final. And someone asked Molly to pass one of the hair curlers. And I don't know if it was me or someone else, but she was like rushing and she grabbed it and passed it, but she grabbed it by the end of the barrel. And honestly, her whole hand was burnt. It was like she grabbed the devil's penis, I swear. And she had to walk around the whole night with like this big chunk of ice. And I felt so sorry for her. But like that was one of the like standout BTS moments for me because we're all trying to act normal, but she's literally like out here singeing.
Oh, what my God.
And honestly, they're so funny with us as well with being careful with like the hair curlers and stuff like that. So it was like, I'm surprised he didn't take them all away from us after that, but we got through it.
Oh my God, did they show that?
I didn't see
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Because it was probably just like someone's boobs were probably out or something. Because it was in the dressing room and we were all in the thick of getting ready. So like, there's so many times where like someone's like got a tit popped out or something, and it would be like, guys, like, could you just put your tits away so we could just carry on with what we're here to do for 10
film.
seconds. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I feel like there's so much that wouldn't get aired. Like even just watching the Unseen Bits.
Unseen
I feel
Bits.
like it's just like so much more personality content that you never.
They're my favourite bits. I love the Unseen Bits. Like literally, Ronnie's been hilarious on them this season.
Oh my God, we were just
So
talking to
funny.
Harriet this morning. We did an interview with Harriet.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I met her the other week.
Yeah.
She seems lovely.
Yeah, she's so
she is
lovely. She'll be
lovely.
there tonight as well.
I will share. I look
Yeah.
forward to seeing her. She's a really sweet girl. And
So
she's had like a
sweet.
tough journey in her own life. So it was nice to meet her actually.
Yeah. But Ronnie's so funny.
He's hilarious.
Have you seen the TikTok about the raspberry?
No.
We did the TikTok of it this morning and it's so funny. He just had the most rogue chat with someone and it's going viral at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, you have to show me.
Yeah, I'll show
it's
you
really
after.
funny. Can you spill the tea on your current dating life? Are you currently dating? How would you describe your...
Not really. Like I've been on a few dates over the last few weeks, but like definitely nothing serious. I'm just like waiting to meet the right one, but I'm definitely at a place where I feel like the next person I'm going to be with is hopefully who I'm going to settle down with and have kids with.
Yeah.
And like I'm so busy at the moment and doing so much that I just won't have red flags anymore. And I just feel like a lot of people I have been on dates, there's just been a couple of red flags there, or like I'm just unsure at the moment.
Yeah.
What are the red flags that you're looking out for? Like what's...
I think like my worst red flags are like any sense of like controlling behaviour. Like I can't stand like, if someone's like
yuck.
messaging you too much, I feel like they're trying to get a sense of like where I am, or if they'll moan about me partying and stuff like that. It's like, I'm a 30-year-old woman. Well, not yet, I'm 29. Don't vote myself off yet. But like, I don't party a lot. I go out when I'm doing like stuff with brands or like stuff for my work. Like my job is partying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just is like, I want someone that's like my best mate. Do you know what I mean? That trusts me fully and like doesn't have to like control what I do or check where I am. So that's one of my biggest red flags, I think. Like just any sense of someone who would want to change me as a person or like not trust me as a person.
Yeah, that is a major red flag.
Yeah.
I feel like if you ignore little signs of that, you're setting yourself up for failure because
Exactly.
it's like it's going to explode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
What is on your checklist then? What's the yeses?
I think obviously you have to be funny. You have to be kind. You have to be motivated. So like I think it's important that someone they don't have to be the most successful person in the world, but if I date a guy, he has to have some form of a successful job or like some sort of a motivation that he gets up in the morning and just like tries really hard.
Yeah.
Because I want someone that matches what I do sort of thing. And they have to be generous. And I'm not talking like buy me handbags sort of thing, but I'm talking like I can't stand it when someone's stingy. So like if it's at the end of the bill, tip the waitress. Do you know what I mean? If you're at the bar and like I'm standing with one of my friends, offer her a drink too. Like how you are with other people, like how you interact with charities and stuff like that. I just find it really important that a man's generous because I can't stand tightness. It's a massive ick for me. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the biggest ick.
Yeah.
Stinginess is like grow up.
Yeah,
like, no,
exactly.
You're not matching my energy, my lifestyle at all. This is not gonna work.
I went on a date with one guy, right, and he was half going all right. And then we got to a stage where I was round his and he ordered us pizza. I was so hungover. I was gagging for it, this pizza, right? Gagging for it. He ordered a medium margarita with no sides to share.
No.
It's not the hangover meal you're
And
after.
I was like, splash out. Go for a meal, dude. This is your time to shine. Like, order some chicken dippers. I'm a fucking vegetarian, but I would have been impressed. Like maybe you would have given me one more slice. Like, I was just like, you're done. You're stingy. Like, I can't.
No.
It's giving you a little insight to how
Yeah.
The relationship's going to look, and we're not interested.
No. Like, maybe he was trying to, like, I don't know, slim me down or something. But anyway, I never saw him again. That was it.
That's all I needed to see.
That was it.
keep you fed. Yeah. Like, that's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Keep me fed and I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's important.
It is important.
Have you had any other like date fails?
I don't know. Like, I once had a boy come around mine. Like, if he's watching this, he might know it's him. But also, like, I've never had a conversation with him about it. So he should learn from his mistakes. He came round and we've been dating for a little while. And, like, long story short, he come round for a bit. I think I might have made him some food and he left. And he left a poo in my toilet.
No.
He left a poo in my toilet. A big one. And I just couldn't believe it. Like, because like, it's one thing, like if you're around someone's house and you have to poo, we're all human beings. Like, I understand that. But I feel like if I was to poo in an environment where necessarily I shouldn't really be pooing in, I'd check the bowl. Yeah. Like, I would make sure that it had flushed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like he was in there for a while. Like,
No
he must have just shat and just walked straight at the door. No. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, yeah, so I was done.
It's really scary dating because, like,
it was early days too. It was an early.
Even
poo.
worse.
If we were well into it, I'd be like, babe, that's disgusting. But it was like date 3.
That would be
that's disgusting.
I don't want to do your shit in the eye on day 3.
Yeah.
That's really bad. That's like a horror story.
Have you seen that TikTok trend? I remember when.
Oh no, I remember when. Yeah, I done it.
Oh, did
really?
you?
Yeah.
What was yours?
I saw that. I saw that, but I didn't know if that was serious because I saw you dressed as Dobby.
No,
that
it wasn't
time.
really serious. Like, I knew some boys that liked Harry Potter, but I didn't dress as Dobby to turn them on.
I feel like you're very creative with your TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, you're always doing really funny, different things.
It's just all over the place, isn't it? Like, I really like funny stuff.
Yeah.
But I find it hard to prep funny stuff. It's more like it comes if it comes.
Yeah, it's
when it
funniest.
comes, it does well.
Yeah, when it comes naturally and it's just so random.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what people love on TikTok. So you're like, what is this?
Because you and Chris do some TikToks together as well, don't you?
Yeah. We've actually got some that we haven't put out yet that we're still editing, but they're funny.
Yeah.
His brain is just like so witty though. Like, he's great to do content with because he's actually got the mind of a producer as well. So like, I'll have an idea, but I wouldn't know how to implement it. He'll know exactly how. He'll know like the timings, what we've got to cut, where things have got to be. Like, and I just sort of sit there.
You're like, okay, you plan the content.
Yeah, I'll just bring the vibes.
Yeah. But he's always like skit kind of vibes, isn't he? Like funny kind of comedy. Yeah. Were you're already friends before Love Island, weren't you?
Yeah, like we weren't as close before Love Island, but we were friends. I've been to a couple of parties at his. We went to the same Starbucks. We went to the same gym, although I didn't even know that because he apparently avoided me the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, until Love Island. He's like, we go to the same gym. I was like, have you literally been like running away from me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, good. To be honest.
He doesn't give me shy energy.
No, it's just that vibe in the gym. Like, we're both the same. We've only got like an hour in there. We can't be asked to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So like, I swerve a lot of people who I genuinely do like in the gym if I can. If they see me, fine. I'm like, hello. But like, I'd rather run away. And me and Chris are very on the same level when it comes to the gym, which is nice.
Yeah, we love that. I know we don't want unsolicited social interactions at that hour.
No.
It's just not going to happen.
No.
Would you say you're an introvert or an extrovert?
Probably a bit of both. So like, I'm definitely outgoing, but I can definitely like have times in my life where I just find it like I've been around people so much that I just need to be at home, or like I think I feel energy a lot. Like, I'm an empath.
Yeah.
So I think certain scenarios can get a bit much for me, and it will make me feel like I'm not sure if I want to be there, or like I wouldn't go in the middle of Park Life, for instance, and have it off in the festival. It's just not happening. Like, I need to know that there's somewhere I can retreat to and feel a little bit like my energy's protected. But then if I'm in an environment where I feel like I'm with good people and like I feel safe, I'm a massive extrovert.
Yeah, that's it.
It does depend who you're around. I feel like it changes so much, like how you're feeling in your energy.
Yeah.
Who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, for sure.
Important.
Would you say that you are still close with a lot of the Islanders? Like, do you still keep in contact with a lot of them?
Yeah. So from my series, I'm really close to Arabella, Molly as well, but obviously she's jet setting at the moment.
Yeah. Oh my God, she looks like she's living her best life.
She's living the dream. So she's in her Lover Girl era, which I like. And then my best friend is Olivia Atwood, and like Theo is like literally like my best friend from my series.
Yeah.
You know, like sort of like will be by my side at my wedding sort of friends.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's opened some massive doors for me, Love Island. Like not so much in terms of boyfriends, but definitely in terms of friendships. I've got friends that I can put on a level as my school friends, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've spoken to a lot of Islanders while we've been here, and it seems like you can get so much out of that show.
Yeah.
Like it really is a good experience for everyone, because you can get a new boo. You can also get friendships, career opportunities. Like it seems like a really good experience.
Yeah.
I thought of what I once done that lost my mind.
Yeah.
So I was going to meet a boy once, and I was at a party with my friends, and I was really like drunk. I must have been like just turned 18 or something like that. And I had one of them retainers, like the ones that you put on the back after you've had your braces.
Yeah.
But they're set on. They're really expensive. They're like 500 quid. And my mum paid for it for me. And it was coming off a little bit at the edge. So it was poking out, and it started poking out on the night. And I was like, I'm going to meet this boy and I'm going to kiss him. Like, there's no way I can go and kiss him with this. Like, I could feel it on my tongue. I was scared it was going to cut his tongue. So I let my friend's brother pull it off with pliers at the party. That is literally, I remember when I lost my mind. And I'm like, he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, just do it. Ah. And they literally had to rip the back thing off.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
I think I threw it in the bin. And when I went back to dentist, he's like, well, where is it? And I was like, well, it only looked like a little bit of like metal. He's like, that's like literally £500. And I was like, okay, well, I guess the chief will be going wonky again then, won't they? Thanks for nothing. The boy probably dumped me 2 days later.
God.
Yeah, that was a lost your mind. That was desperate.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That was desperate.
Were you worried your teeth were going to be damaged from the pliers?
Yeah,
That
like,
feels painful.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it was slightly painful, but I think I was so drunk I couldn't feel it that much.
Yeah, okay.
But I obviously really liked
That
him,
is a
because I
good
would
one.
rather literally almost lose like my entire top set of teeth than potentially graze his tongue. What the
And the
hell?
audacity for him to dump you 2 days later.
Yeah, I mean, I usually, like, I had a good track history when I was younger of getting dumped like 2 or 3 days after altercations, so I would assume that's how it ended.
It's so funny when you really like someone, the lengths you'll go.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what that feeling is like.
No,
but
a long time ago, I remember it.
But yeah, you do some crazy things, don't you?
you really do. And what would you say is something that people wouldn't know about you?
Something that people wouldn't know about me.
Or do you feel like you're open about everything?
I feel like I'm like the most open person about
Yeah.
literally everything. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've got like a weird hobby or, oh, okay, like not everyone knows, even though it's seen on social media quite a lot. I done an MMA cage fight once in Newcastle Stadium, and I won with a spinning back fist.
No
Yeah.
way.
Because like I feel like everyone knows that because it was on my social media, but it was actually years ago. So like when I
had
tell
no
people, most people
idea.
don't know
don't
that.
know about it.
No.
How did we get here? I'd love to
Like
know.
it was like a celebrity one. So it was with
Yeah.
a girl called Ashley Marie, and she's
Yeah.
a YouTuber. And the company just came to me about doing it, and I remember thinking, do you know what? What a bucket list thing to do. Like to be able to one day have like a little girl or something. She goes, you know, Mum, I'm scared to go to school today because someone said like my pigtails look shit or whatever. And I'll be like, oh yeah. Well, I got up, you know, in front of thousands of people, had a fight with this girl who's like a YouTuber. You can do it today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember when we got there, we were meant to have head guards for the fight. And on the day, I was like, well, we're not, you know, where's my head guard? Like, we're meant to have head guards. And they were like, head guards are for pussies. And I was like, sorry? I was like, but what's my face for? And they were just like, no, yeah, head guard thing wasn't a thing. And I'm like, all right, brilliant. And I'm just in there
Oh
like,
my God.
but yeah, I
You-
hit her with
I kind
like
of
3
love
spinning
that.
back fists. But she was a great opponent. She was good. And a lovely girl, actually.
You've really done it all.
Wow.
Like you've had a big journey for everything.
Seems like you've got like a yes attitude.
Yeah.
Like, just do it. Why
Yeah.
not?
She had 2 black eyes and I had 1 black eye.
Oh my
And I went out that
God.
night in like a little purple bodycon dress with a black eye. Like,
Matching the dress with your eyes.
so unfeminine. That was my unfeminine era.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, well, I mean, you've done it all. What's next and coming up for you?
So the most exciting things are just my 2 documentaries, which have been commissioned and hopefully will change the law and make it just a safer place for females in the UK, full stop. And, you know, I've got a massive, massive TV appearance coming up. I can't talk about it fully yet, but it's going to show the UK a side of me that they've never, ever seen. And I'm really excited for it to come about and just like happy to be staying on people's screens.
So is that kind of something to do with everything you're doing with your campaigning in women's rights, or is that something different?
No, it's just something completely different.
Okay.
And you'll just be like, wow, but it'll be coming up soon.
You've really got like all your energy in different places, don't you? You've got a lot going on.
Yeah. I feel like this is like, you know, I feel like I had almost like a spiritual awakening over the times where I went through so much over a couple of years' time. And I feel like this is my year of everything just making sense and of karma sort of leveling out for me and me stepping into a new purpose in life, which I really think is to help females navigate their journey in this lifetime.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm so excited to see everything that you do.
Thank you.
It's going to be a big year.
Yeah. If people are like listening and like wanting to help and like support women as well, is there anything that you would recommend that they kind of do? Or
yeah, I think, you know, if you're ever really struggling, there's Women's Refuge, which is a really important charity to be able to reach out to for anything. They've got great online forums. And I think just in your everyday life, it's just look for the best in other females, you know, do your best to build them up and like try not to let jealousy control your life at times. Like it's a feeling that all people have. And if you can acknowledge it and let it go, you can replace it with a better feeling. And the more you support each other, the more it comes round. And I think just to help navigate your journey more, just be aware of what you're taking in, be aware of what you're watching, be aware of what you're surrounding yourself with. Like when it comes to social media, are you scrolling and are the things you're looking at, you know, girls looking perfect, does it ignite a feeling in you of, you know, that's not me, I'll never have that, why is she so beautiful? Or are you watching these body positivity girls, which is showing, you know, that all women have imperfections? Or are you looking at spiritual teachers that are putting up positive quotes? Are you following Vicky Patterson because she's posting something every single day that I can guarantee is going to make you feel more normal about something in your own life? And, you know, just follow relatable, happy content and that will make you feel better each day. And, you know, it's your choice what you're looking at. It's your choice what you're putting your attention on. So if you notice that something in your life isn't making you feel good when you put your attention on it, just be aware of it and move your attention to something else. Everything in life comes down to awareness. And once you get control on awareness and being aware of how each moment in a day affects you, then you can start moving towards a positive, better version of yourself, because you can choose to have less of them moments and more of them more moments that make you feel full and make you feel happy and make you feel perfect just the way you are, because you are perfect just the way you are.
Oh,
that's
wow.
such a nice message.
I know. No, that was amazing.
That's
I feel like
such
changed
a
my
nice
whole life.
I know, I'm inspired. But it
know.
just goes to show that it's so much about your thoughts and like what you're viewing and hearing and listening to. Like it's so important.
Yeah.
100%.
And like there are so many people out there that you can follow like you that have all these messages that are supporting women, and it's it's nice to see, because I feel like even a couple of years ago there wasn't as much that you could see online that was all about this. Like it was a lot different, and it's so amazing to see the change of people, like what they're posting. And
yeah, definitely. And I feel like we haven't even had a lot of these chats on After Hours before, so it's been really good to talk about some good things. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think it was nice when like being able to talk about different things.
Like a few serious topics, but they're all important, you know. It's nice to have a mix of things.
And it's like important messages that you're sharing, so thank you.
Well, before we finish up, we have a bit of a game for you, if that's okay. So they're just some fun little dares. So we're just going to read them out. There's no real premise to it. Okay, first one. Read out your most recent DM.
Oh my God.
It could be anything.
What one I've received? Oh, I've got it. It's one that I've sent.
What is it?
It's a Sheesh restaurant. I'm actually quite embarrassed about this. Hey, Dill, I'm in a big group of influencers going to dinner tonight at 6:30 before the White Fox party. They've all absolutely bullied me into asking you if we could come to Sheesh before. I absolutely understand if it's a no because it's a big group, but I know we'd all love Sheesh and Sheesh would love to have us. Let me know. No stress if not. And he replied, okay, come. What time?
I feel like, how could you say no to that message?
I know, that's
and everyone
amazing.
in the group was like, you took one for the team. So everyone was like, I'm not asking. I was like, do you know what? I've been enjoying monkfish for the last 10 years. If anyone's going to ask, I'm going to ask.
Next one is, who is the most famous person in your contact list?
Oh, I don't know, because it'll be like all reality stars. Does Joey count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Joey Essex or Arj probably.
Yeah. I mean, Joey's definitely
ones that-
everywhere at the moment.
Of the ones that I can mention.
Yeah.
I might have had a couple of guys' numbers through Raya over time, but I wouldn't want to name drop them because it never went anywhere. There's a couple of footballers in there, but
What do you think of dating apps while we're on that topic? Because it's controversial.
like I think they're good. I think they're good to bring people together, and like I think everyone should have that access to meet someone. It's hard to meet someone in this generation, especially if you're not like a partier or someone that goes to all of these social functions. Like, how are you meant to get to know someone?
Yeah,
I think
agreed.
why not? Like, I know a lot of like older people as well who have met the love of their life on Hinge.
Yeah.
Like, I always try and get my mum to go on a date now, but she doesn't want to. I just think, why not? Like, I don't think there's any shame in like wanting to meet people.
It's so normalized now. Like, literally, what else are you supposed to do if you're not going out?
Exactly. But then I'm on Raya, but I've actually not been on an actual date on it. I've matched with a few people, but I've not been on an actual date. But I'm gonna put more time into it.
It is hard to go on a date with someone that you don't know, I feel.
Yeah.
Off a dating app. It takes a lot of...
Well, it's just if you've got the time for it, isn't it? Like, if I had loads of time on my hands, why not? Like, you have a bit of a laugh, you meet someone new. If it doesn't end up your partner, it could be someone that you end up working with in the future. It's just a new connection, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's just like, I also worry, am I going to carve a whole evening out just to have a whole night with someone that I don't even like talking to? Do you know what I
If
mean?
you have a night, you're like, oh, I'd love to spend that with my friends. Like, or yourself. Yeah.
But we still put
More of
ourselves in
that.
the line.
You've got to put
You've
yourself
gotta
out
do
there
it.
if you want to meet someone.
You've got to do it.
Okay, next one is, this one could be telling. Can you read out your last note on your phone?
Oh, I've read it
Oh,
out.
you've read it to us. It was
That was my thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see if I've got anything
yeah.
under that. Oh, it's all a bit... they're a bit boring. One of them was... Okay, well, it's boring though. I've got a couple of things about manifestation, and then one is my questions that I had to ask the politicians the other day about AI.
Oh,
so
that's a
You're
good
busy
one.
working in there.
Yeah. So one of the things that I had to ask literally some really important people. Some were like ex-prime ministers.
Wow.
Some were like running the country at the moment. One was Tony Blair, and a couple of the questions were, what do you think about the future of Britain? What do you think is the biggest change AI could make to the government in Britain and around the world? And what will be the biggest change for citizens?
That's
Wow.
crazy, isn't it? You are asking some important questions
And I
out
was
here.
so nervous that I would get it
say.
wrong, because I only got it the night before, that I recorded myself saying it and then put it on repeat and then played it whilst I was sleeping.
Oh,
Is it intimidating
that's
doing
a really good
that?
tactic.
Like, how do you find it?
Like, yeah, you get into the flow of it, but I was really, really nervous with Tony Blair because I could feel my legs shaking, but you can't see it in the video. But I was like, this man ran a country for literally like 12 years and he's doing a lot to help change the world in terms of AI in a positive way. And it was just like, when someone's energy is so powerful, you are a bit like unnerved. But
yeah.
No, I act cool though. So it's
Yeah.
fine.
I feel like you
know.
would act cool in
Yeah.
situations like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I feel like you are good like that. Like you just come in with such confidence
Yeah.
into any situation.
And he was like, I know who you are. I knew about your case. Like that was amazing. And I was like, oh my God, like Tony Blair knows about something I've done. Like that's
Yeah, that's nuts, isn't
Yeah.
it?
That's a big, like, iconic moment.
Yeah, when he first
Yeah.
acted like he knew who I was, I thought he was just being nice. And then he went on to speak about certain things that happened within my case. And I was looking at my mum like, she knows who I am.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Would
as
you
he
say
should.
that was one of your
Yeah.
like highlights for your career? Like doing
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say so, definitely. Yeah.
that's insane that you're doing
Yeah.
things
I
like
know,
that.
it's amazing.
Okay, going in between such different
I know.
topics.
I know, my
covered
life is just such a
everything.
mismatch. It's not even normal.
Show us your last photo in your cam roll.
I feel like it's just going to be a really weird selfie of me. It's just me checking my makeup. So you
though.
do that. So I was
Right.
in the
Really
street
nice.
coming in and I was like trying to check what my makeup looked like.
You just took
That's
that
a
in the
nice
street.
photo for
It
just
was
checking your
just a
makeup.
hot check, basically.
I wish I looked like that in my checks.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm like, oh,
I definitely
yeah,
don't need
I got some things to work on. Okay, and last one, read out the last text to your bestie.
Oh, God.
The bestie hears it all, so we'll see.
I don't know if it's going to be boring as well. We're trying to sort out the footballs. It was just I might need to borrow an England top for a quick pick tomorrow.
Fair.
We actually leave on Saturday. No, Sunday.
Yeah.
So we won't be here for the game.
We need to change the day. Like, if England win,
maybe.
it's going to be a vibe in London.
know.
Like,
that's really
Everyone's
sad.
going to be out. Well, this has been such a fun chat. I feel like we've covered literally everything.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks for opening up about everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
From politicians to poo.
Yeah.
We've
That could be the
we've done it
title.
all.
Title the episode.
Everything in between.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Well,
I'm
thanks so
excited for
much.
tonight.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for tonight, girls. We're going to have so much fun.
Yeah.